Namaskar. Thank you for that kind introduction and this great job emceeing this event. It's really a pleasure to be here with all of you and all of the distinguished speakers here representing the US government at the CSR Summit 2022. So the US government, we work hand in hand with India's vibrant private sector and my agency, the US Agency for International Development, USAID, is no different. We believe that private enterprise can lift lives, strengthen communities, and accelerate sustainable development. This vision has been reinforced at the highest levels, including the United States' new National Security Strategy, which articulates the value of public-private collaboration. Whether bringing the world to our fingertips through the World Wide Web or new vaccines into our arms, the private sector has constantly innovated with government support to rapidly deploy solutions to save lives and improve our world. In India, in recognition of the power of the private sector, this has led us to evolved us to create a dedicated office to pursue development partnerships and innovations across our work. In India, we try to convene a vibrant private sector with the government, fostering collaborative platforms that leverage finance and technology to produce scalable results. Our joint goal is to reach India's low-income, marginalized, and vulnerable populations. We believe that with the right mix of technology, innovation, and partnerships, we can not only make a difference, but a lasting impact. So we've deployed 4 approaches to engage India's private sector to tackle development challenges. First, to engage, share information, and identify shared value, especially at events like this. Secondly, to harness the private sector's expertise and innovation. Thirdly, to catalyze private sector resources, including philanthropy, corporate social responsibility resources. And finally, strengthen the enabling environment by engaging on issues important to the private sector, like regulatory reform, policy, compliance, and government capacity building. There are many ways for all of you to engage with USAID, from becoming consultative partners, co-creating, implementing entire programs that are designed to achieve common objectives. And we've seen the social impact in India. The sectors we can work in are growing in scale and ambition. But going beyond the amount of money that CSR raised, we should also be asking ourselves about the impact that CSR has had on the lives of people. So some examples from USAID that I've seen are that with CSR contributions from MasterCard, this Kirana project has helped more than 3,000 women to play a larger role in the digital economy by gaining access to training and digital financial services. And our partnership with Wadhwani AI has produced the Trace TB app, which uses artificial intelligence to improve early diagnosis and subsequent treatment of TB as part of India's national TB elimination program, which will really increase the scale and impact. Through our Revive Alliance, partnership with the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation, Samhita Collective Good Foundation, and corporate partners, including Google, Microsoft, and Arvind Limited, we've helped to improve the livelihood of 173,000 informal workers and entrepreneurs. So how does impact in the social sector become value add for businesses? Well, we think it does by helping businesses improve not just their bottom line, but also the lives of the people where their operations exist and where their products are sold. It improves the lives of their workers and their communities and their families, friends, and neighbors, and also of their customers. It helps people understand that business is about more than not only about financial profit, but also about welfare profit for the communities that form the backbone of their workforce and their customers. It can help people outside their communities understand that the business is working with them to make a brighter future for everyone, regardless of the focus of whether it's education, healthcare, et cetera. And for CSR, we've learned a lot. Thank you to Bhumik for that great summary of the project, of the CSR landscape. But what we can really take away, I think, is that collaboration with India's vibrant and innovative private sector means that there's tremendous opportunities to leverage sustainable development. The 2013 Companies Act was a game changer, and others have mentioned how impactful it has been, and thus it can really serve as a global model. I understand the cumulative spending has exceeded $13 billion since the law's introduction in 2013. And this has directly engaged businesses in their local communities with immeasurable results in changing lives. Amidst the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, we really looked to the private sector for solutions that could be quickly mobilized. We were able to develop innovative and life-saving solutions targeting the evolving needs of local communities. But we work beyond the pandemic, and we also work not just with CSR, but with private sector more generally, including where there's shared value propositions. And I'll just give a quick story to close about one approach, which was the pay for success model, where a traditional donor like USAID works with a partner to define the results at the outset of the project and paying for the initiative if the outcome is achieved. And from our perspective, it had the advantage of shifting the risk to completion from us as the funder to the implementer, which is usually a private sector organization. And by giving them the operational room to do what they do best, they can innovate, which is really the strength of the private sector. So in 2018, we piloted USAID's first development impact bond, where UBS Optimal Foundation provided the financing to get health facilities in Rajasthan up to government quality standards. The implementing partners exceeded their targets by 12% and at a cost less than anticipated, supporting 405 hospitals and improving care for 450,000 mothers and newborns. And so once they received those impressive results, the donor organizations USAID and Merck for Mothers repaid UBS Optimus Foundation, creating an 8% return for the investor. This model proved to be financially viable for the private investor, cost efficient for the funder, and most importantly, impactful for the final beneficiaries, mothers and newborns in Rajasthan. Given its success, USAID is now using similar approach in Madhya Pradesh to improve outcomes for TB patients. And I know these are just some examples of great work, and you all have wonderful, amazing work you're doing. I'm so thrilled to hear about how you can improve lives through engagement with the private sector. And I want to thank all of you for being here today, and to CSR Box and NGO Box for hosting this event. And thank you all for the work you do. You should be justly proud. There are boundless areas for collaboration, and I can't wait to see what new innovations the future holds. Thank you.